Hello, I'm Travis. This is my podcast on the Apple company. Apple was ran by Steve Jobs. It was his idea to start the company. When Apple released its first product, it was the Macintosh in 1984. It changed Apple from that day on. In 2001, Apple came out with its very first iPod, a mini computer built to hold only music for travel. In 2007, a new product came out. Widescreen iPod with touch controls, mobile phone, and an internet communicator known as Safari. This was an all-in-one carry device named iPhone. The iPhone came out and reinvented phones and what it meant to be a smartphone. Jobs wanted a touchscreen rather than plastic on-the-go keyboard. Because he says, what if you think of something later? You can't just add a button here, they're already shipped, and they can't change down the road if you think of another great idea. Apple got rid of the need for a button keypad, making the multi-touch. Apple brought about the touchscreen along with other items. First, Apple invented the mouse for the Mac, then click wheel for iPods. Lastly was multi-touch for iPhones. iPhone was first developed on iOS 10, otherwise 1.0, like the Mac back in 2007. Jobs wanted the iPhone to have a good base to start at. He also wanted sync with the iTunes like the iPod, but he wanted the same thing for the iPhone. Like the iPod, the iPhone syncs to iTunes for music and photos. The iPhone first coming out was 3.5-inch screen coverage. The resolution was 160 ppi, meaning pixel per inch. The only button the iPhone had in the front was the home button, which took you back to the home screen from wherever you were. At the time, the iPhone was ahead of its time for what it was. Other smartphones were too bulky and stuck out oddly. The iPhone, on the other hand, was thin and smooth on both sides, allowing it to fit comfortably in your hands or pockets. The iPhone was 11.6 millimeters thinner than any other phone at the time. iPhone had other buttons, but they were not sticking out in the front. From the side, it had ring/silent and volume, which both controlled your iPhone's sound levels. On the back, the iPhone came with 2 megabit camera built in. On the top side, the iPhone had a headphone jack, a power button, and a place for a SIM card. The bottom had a charging port, like the iPod, speaker, and mic. The iPhone came out with 3 really advanced sensors, such as the proximity sensor. It senses when objects come near, such as taking a phone call. It will turn off the display. When you remove it from your ear, it will turn it back on. This helps the iPhone from you touching anything while on the call. The ambient light sensor, which took in consideration the light around you to lower or rise the brightness of the screen. Lastly was the accelerator, so that it knows when you go from landscape to portrait. iPhone allowed for iPod music to be moved to the iPhone. With touchscreen, you can move around your music with ease and get to what you want exactly with little effort. The iPhone had a built-in speaker, so you wouldn't need a headset to listen to it. The iPhone remade how you use the phone, allowing you to use contacts. The new phone let you choose which voicemail you wanted to listen to. The internet was built in. The browser uses the best email coverage type. Safari was what the phone ran on, Google Maps, and it runs wireless internet and edge networking. The iPhone switches between wireless internet connections with ease. To sum up the iPhone's epic history is that Apple only had customers in mind when making the new device, from user-friendly faces to having a bigger screen and less buttons. Apple also wanted software to be easy to use, such as email, calling, music, and more. This is why I think Apple came out with the best smartphone since 2007. Today, in 2016, with the new iPhone 6, that still holds on to what Steve put his life into. So do yourself a favor and buy an iPhone today, and make the long-needed switch to an easier lifestyle of phones.